Testing. 1, 2, 3. Well, it will take time to hear my own voice. But good evening. Hear my voice. I'm hearing my voice. Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are you? Well, I have. Normally, I would begin the first recording, not the recording, the live. The first one would be um, talking about stuff, but I will try to leave it for the end of the day, and I will be make the not my study, but the thing something that I need to do for it can go on. Show here. Oh, okay. Well, as you can see in my Google Play, we are still in the developer distribution agreement, and we are going to the 5. Change view. Okay. We are here, and let's see if we can try to go to the end of this until we finish today this agreement and go to other things. 5.1. Upon making your product authorizations. Upon making your product available on Google Play, you authorize Google on a non-exclusive, worldwide, and royalty-free, that's good thing, basis to reproduce, perform, display, analyze, and use your products in connection with A. The operation and marketing of Google Play. B. The marketing of devices and services that support the use of the product. The marketing of devices and services that support the use of the products and the marketing of the products on Google Play and devices. C. The provision of hosting services. The provision of hosting the provision of hosting services to you and on your behalf to allow hosting services to you and on your behalf to allow for the storage of and user access to the products and to enable third-party hosting of such products. Okay. The making improvement to Google Play console and Android platform. Let me upon marking your products available on Google Play, you authorize Google on an exclusive. This agreement is always confused sometimes. But anyways, I need to keep reading this. So far, nothing that I should pay, or if I don't do something, I wanna have to pay something or get in jail. So far, so good. And E, checking for compliance with this agreement and the developer program policies. The authorization in clause E is sub-licensed to application security partners for the sole purpose of checking for compliance with this agreement and the developer program policies. You also authorize such application security You also authorize such application security partners to use the results of their review in their products and research that may be publicly, publicly available. For clarity, the authorizations provided under the section will cease upon termination of the agreement. You authorize Google to perform the acts described in these sections subject to your control and direction in the manner indicated in the Play console. That's something that I don't like these agreements. They seems a little, not a little. They seems vague and not precise. I know that norms and agreements and other juridical. I think the word would be juridical. Legal and the other legal stuff. I know that legal stuff. I know they are general. They are vague because you can't describe every little detail of everything that it is needed. Okay, but it's sometimes makes me uneasy. All this. Now I know why many people, when they have a good app, they put out of Google Play or from Apple at the same time the Apple Play, because not because of the amount of money they take when make the exchange, the selling of the product of the software. It's the problem is that they make the kind of control. You don't feel so much free when you put your software here. You are not like you don't feel at least anymore. I don't feel like a entrepreneur, a free entrepreneur in a place is selling your product. No, you feel um like a employee, like employee from some enterprise company, and you only have you don't have any rights, just obligations, and you have to make everything you need. Quite, uh, it seems quite unfair, but more when you feel like it is something being hidden from you. Well, but anyways, I need to use Google Play to put my apps there, so I can put that in my profile and use this to get better jobs. Maybe make some money, but I don't know if you're going to make it a so great app in the end. 5.3, you grant to the user a non-exclusive, worldwide and perpetual license to perform, display, and use the product. Sure. The user may include, but is not limited to, a family group and family members whose accounts are joined together for the purpose of creating a family group. Okay, I know about this. Family groups on Google Play will be subject to reasonable limits designed to prevent abuse of family sharing features. Sure. Users in a family group may purchase a single copy of the product unless unless otherwise prohibited, as for in-app and subscription products, and share it with other family members in their family group. If in Play Console, you opt in to allowing users to share previously purchased products, your authorization of sharing of those purchased by those users is subject to this agreement. If you choose, you may include a separate end user license agreement (EULA) in your product that will govern the user right to the product. But to the extent that to the extent that EULA conflicts with this agreement will supersede the EULA. You acknowledge that the EULA for each of the products is solely between you and the user. Google will not be responsible for and will not have any liability whatsoever under any EULA. No, first, I will talk about something here. Um, I will, I don't have problems with people use my software. Well, the intent is people to use my software, and sometimes they use it without paying, at least for now, and many other stuff that will happen while my software is in Google Play. Because when I in future make a really great app that it's capable of more things, I will not limit the app in Google Play or iPhone. I will try to sell someplace else. Maybe find some way to the user download and use directly in his smartphone. If the app is truly a good app and different, because I don't want to put my the things I do inside Google Play. Not all the things, but the things that something that will make the difference. I don't want to put that in Google because they have their way to make money and sell stuff, and I know that in the end I will always get um, I always get not it's not harmed. Spoil, damage, impair, prejudice, hurt, jeopardize, set. Okay, I'm not finding the word. Um, I know that in the end, I will, I will not, I will lose something, and Google Play will get all the things. I know that they have the costs in their company to get all of this, and I'm grateful for it. They are giving me the opportunity to, for free, to put my products in their e-commerce, so I'm not complaining about this. But I don't want to leave everything in Google. They are not a marketplace. They have their own way to um, take the, take advantage in the market. It's like almost a monopoly by part by Google Play and part by Apple Play. So I will try to make something outside of it. That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with Google Android platform. Well, anyways, let us continue and let me note here if it's possible. Bye. Okay, 6, brand features and publicity. Let me take the name. Change. Okay, brand features and publicity. 6.1, each party will own all right, title, and interest, including without limitation, all intellectual property rights relating to its brand features. What is brand features? Except to the limited extent expressly provided in this agreement, neither party grants nor will the other party acquire any right, title, or interest including without limitation any implied license or interest in or to any brand features of the other party. Okay, nothing here about losing my intellectual rights of my app. 6.2. Subject to the terms and conditions of this agreement, developer grants subject to the terms and conditions of this agreement, developer developer grants to Google and its affiliates a limited condition of the agreement. Developer grants to the Google and its affiliates a limited, non-exclusive, royalty-free license during the term of the agreement to display developer brand features submitted by developer to Google for use solely within Google Play online or on devices, and in each case solely in connection with the distribution and sale of the developer product via Google Play or to otherwise fulfill its obligations under the agreement. 6.3. In addition to the license granted in section 6.2 above, for purpose of marketing the presence, distribution, and sale of your product via Google Play and its availability for use on devices and through other Google services, Google and its affiliates may include visual elements from your product, including characters and videos of gameplay and developer brand features. A. Within Google Play on devices and in any other online or mobile devices. B. In online mobile television, out of home, billboard, and print advertising format outside Google Play. C. When making announcements of availability of the product. D. In presentations. And E. In customer lists which appear either online or mobile devices, which includes without limitation customer list posted on Google website. This part is not a problem. I know that they use anything that's from anyone's software to make propaganda. The term is propaganda. Advertising, but there is propaganda. 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 Or advertising. Well, anyways, I don't have a problem with this. 6.4 Google grants to developer a limited, non-exclusive, worldwide royalty-free license to use the Android brand features for the term of this agreement solely for the marketing purposes and only in accordance with no. These agreements, they never end. Will this ever end? I just want to make a simple app. Just a simple app, people. Just this. A simple app. Why? 6.5. If this agreement is terminated, if this agreement is terminated for if this agreement is terminated for any reason in accordance with section 10, which is forward with section 10, or if you discontinue this distribution of specific products via Google Play, Google will cease use of the discontinued products brand features pursuant to this section 6, except as necessary pursuant to this section 6, except as necessary to allow Google to effectuate reinstalls by users. I don't understand. If this agreement is terminated for any reason in accordance with section 10, or if you discontinue the distribution of specific products via Google Play, Google will cease use of these discontinued product brand features pursuant to the section 6, except as necessary to allow Google to effectuate reinstall by users. I don't have a problem if I leave a specific version of my software in case I go outside the Google, and that's that. I don't have a problem to use old version of my software. 26. So finally finish 6. 6 from 16. 7. Just a minute. Promotional activities. 7.1. Google 7.1. Google may run promotional activities. Google may run promotional activities offering coupons. Activities. Google may run promotional activities offering coupons, credits, and other promotional incentives for paid transactions and other user actions for your products and in-app transactions solely in connection with Google Play promotions and for gift card promotions. On, also on Google authorized third-party channels promotions, provided that amounts provided that a amounts playable amounts pay, play, payable to you will not be impacted. There will be clear communication to users that the promotion is from Google and not to you. The prices you establish will be clearly communicated to users. Any redemption of the promotion will be fulfilled by Google or for gift card promotions through a Google authorized third party. And Google will be responsible for compliance and applicable law for the promotion. To the extent to the extent prohibited by law, Google will not condition or otherwise withhold promotions, feature, or marketing based on whether you prioritize distributing your apps on Google Play before other Android app stores. Or other Android app stores. Is there any other Android app stores? What curious here. Android app store. Google Play. Oh really? Oh my gosh. Okay. Amazon App Store. Oh really? Never. Amazon App Store is likely the most competent app store aside from Play Store itself. It's the stock app store on all Amazon Fire devices. The store has a variety of apps, including some big popular names. It also has all of the Amazon various apps, use it used to be the sole home of Amazon Prime Video. It is an actual app that you can install on any Android device without a ton of issues. It also runs concurrently with other app stores if you want to use more than one. It would definitely use some optimizations, but it's what tries more positive. We do wish it had better selection though. Too much propaganda. Okay, the names Amazon App Store, APK Mirror, APK Peer. Sorry people, I'm going to spend I'm searching Google Play. Amazon App Store. Ah, obviously. I just got curious. I never did that the same. Um, tu- 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 tu. Osh. So sad. So sad. Truly. So sad. Okay, dismiss. Okay, pure. Right, store. Oh, APK mirror, APK updater, Toid. Ah, Samsung Galaxy apps. No. Android. Okay, much propaganda. You'll see that later. Let me finish 7. Sorry, people. When I don't use other app stores. I think most of us don't do that. It's nice to remember that there is others than just Google. Well, anyways, 7.2. In addition to the rights granted in Section 6, you grant Google the right to use your brand features in the form and manner provided by you for purpose of marketing promotions in connection with Google Play, and for gift card promotions on Google authorized party channels, provided, however, that Google will only use brand features owned by you on authorized third-party channels. Sure enough. People, I will ask you, you give me some time. I need to see something first. I'll be back. No, I think I get some coffee. Mm, 10 minutes. I will make that better. Just a minute. I'll be back. I'm back with some coffee, of course. Turn off the image. Turn on the display. Minimize. Not display capture. I don't want this. And this. Okay. No. I almost pressed the button to close. Well, you know what, people? I'm considering spend some time playing video games here. It's been quite some time since I last have played something. Well, anyways, let me finish this. I'm going to 8. Product takedown. That doesn't seem nice. You may remove your products from future distributions via Google Play at any time. Woohoo! But you agree to comply with this agreement and the payments profile terms of service for any product distributed via Google Play prior to removal. Okay, I don't understand. Terms of service for you may remove your products from future distribution via Google Play at any time, but you agree to comply with this agreement and the payment profile terms of service for any product distributed via Google Play prior to removal. I still don't understand what is supposedly. I agree with this agreement and the payments profile terms. Okay, the terms of his terms that I don't know which is. Service for products via Google prior to remove. I agree to comply. Okay, I do my best. But not terms service for any products distributed via Google Play prior to removal, including but not limited to refund requirements. Removing your products from future distribution via Google Play does not affect the rights. Play does not affect the rights of users who have previously purchased or downloaded your products. B. Remove your products from devices. B. Does not remove your products from devices or from any part of Google Play where previously purchased or downloaded applications are stored on behalf of users. Or C. Change your obligations to deliver are stored on behalf of users. Sorry, I was thinking about other things. Were previously purchased or downloaded applications are stored on behalf of users. Or C, change your obligation to deliver or support products or services that not change your obligation to deliver or support products or services that have been previously purchased or downloaded by users. Okay, if I sell something, I still have the obligation to help, but I still need to see for how much time I have this obligation. I need to take care. Take care when I decided to put an app that maybe I will after some time decide to abandon the app. 8.2. Oh, wait, what this word is notwithstanding. Jeez, man. I have to stop here to search for this word. Notwithstanding. Oh, okay. I get it. Get it. Just remember. Who? Okay. Um. Notwi- Notwithstanding section 8.1, in no event will Google maintain on any portion of Google Play, including without limitation the part of Google Play where previously in no event will Google maintain on any portion of Google Play, including without limitation the part of Google Play where previously purchased or downloaded applications are stored on behalf of users. Any product that you have removed from Google Play and provide a written notice to Google that such removal was due to A. An allegation of infringement or actual infringement of any third-party intellectual property right. B. An allegation of or actual violation of third-party rights. Or C. An allegation or determination that such product does not comply with applicable law, collectively legal takedowns. If a product is removed from Google Play due to a legal takedown and an end user purchase, end user purchase purchase such product within a year or a longer period period as local consumer law mandates before the takedown at Google request, you agree to refund to the. I don't agree with this. Okay, and I understand, problem. You agree to refund to the user an end user purchase. purchase such product within a year or a legal period as local consumer law mandate before the date of takedown. At Google's request, you agree to refund to the end user all amounts paid by such end user for such product. I cannot I cannot take my own I cannot take money out of Google Play at least for one entire year. Seriously. 8.3 Google does not undertake an obligation to monitor the products of their content. If Google becomes aware and determines that a product or any portion thereof violates any applicable law, b. violates this agreement, applicable policies or other terms of service as may be updated in accordance with their terms, c. violate terms of distribution agreements with device manufacturers and authorized providers, or D. creates potential liability for or may have an adverse impact on Google or authorized providers. For example, if your product has an adverse economic, reputational, or security-related impact, then Google may reject, remove, suspend, limit the visibility of a product on Google Play, or reclassify the product from Google Play or from devices. Google reserves the right to suspend and/or bar any product or developer from Google Play or from devices. If your product contains elements that could cause serious harm to users, devices, or data, Google reserves the right to disable the product or remove it from devices on which it has been installed. If your product is rejected, removed, or suspended from Google Play or from devices pursuant to the Section 8.3, then Google may withhold payments due it to developer. For information about the appeal process, if your product is subject to a legal takedown or has been removed or suspended, please see here. Here where? Where? Where should I go? Support. Crying place. The place where people cry. 8.4 Google enters into distribution agreement with device manufacturers and authorized providers to place the Google Play software client application on devices. These distribution agreements may require the involuntary removal of products in violation of the device manufacturers or authorized providers' terms of service. Okay, finish 8. 8. Let us go to 9. Means I need to see my smartphone. Well, privacy and information. Any data collected or used any data collected or used persons any data collected or used pursuant to this agreement is in accordance with Google privacy policy. Got curious. Is privacy policy here in place? Privacy. Just a minute. Back. Sorry, people. It's difficult to. Um, I don't. Well, I don't know if this privacy policy. I'm not sure. Well, I'll note down this link. Don't know. Note down this link and try to read it after. Man, there's so much things to read. Privacy policy. No. Anyways, let's continue. 9.2. In order to continually innovate and improve Google Play related products and services and the user and developer experience across Google products and services, Google may collect certain usage statistics from Google Play and devices included, but not limited to, information on how the products Google Play and devices are being used. 9.3. The data collected is used in the aggregate to improve Google Play related products and to, improve Google Play related products and services, and the user and developer experience across Google products and services. Developers have access to certain data collected by Google via the Play console and certain Google Play APIs. Google relies on the European Commission standard contractual clauses for transfer of personal data out of the European Economic Area. Switzerland and the United Kingdom, two countries which are not covered by an adequacy decision. Example, United States. Developers have access to certain data collected by Google via Play console and certain Google Play APIs. Google relies on the European contractual clauses for transfer of personal data out of the European Economic Area. Switzerland and the United Kingdom countries which are not covered by an adequacy decision. By using Google Play, you agree to the Google controller data protection terms. Well, that is how I feel like. I feel about all of this. Other stuff that I need to read. There will be people whom you say, friend, you don't need to read all of this shit. Just keep going on. No, I need to read this shit because I don't have, at least for now, I don't have a lawyer to deal with this struggle. So I need to by myself know what I am doing. I know that there are people who doesn't know things, but I know that there is consequences for what we do. So I need to know if in any part, in any clause, in anywhere, I can be um, account, legally be accounted for some any trouble, even if it is something little. Okay. Think about this. Sometimes we have to make choices. Should I become what's the name here? Take the name. Should I become a developer or should I become a lawyer? Because the lawyers are paid to read these things, this stuff. Although I don't think people pay, they should make that. It never ends. It never ends. By using Google Play, you agree to the controller and terms. You use your use of certain Google Play APIs may be subject to traditional data transfer provisions or the specific prevailing terms of service of Google Play API, such as the Google Play API terms of service. Ah, 10. One thing I forgot that need to what you put uh, in that. And put in description of this live. But don't forget. Oh, almost finishing this. Terminating this agreement. This agreement will continue to apply until terminated. This agreement will continue to apply until terminated, subject to the terms that survive pursuant to the section 16.9. The agreement will continue to apply until terminated, subject to the terms that will survive pursuant to the section 16.9 by either you or Google as set forth below. You may terminate this agreement at any time. If you terminate this agreement, you will unpublish all of your products and cease your use of Google Play and any relevant developer credentials. Okay. 10.3 Google may terminate this agreement with you immediately upon written notice or with 30 days prior written notice, if required under applicable law. If A. You have breached any provision of this agreement, any non-disclosure agreement, or other agreement relating to the Google Play or Android platform. B. Google is required to do so by law. C. You cease being an authorized developer, a developer in good standing, or any barred or are barred from using Android software. Hmm? D. Google decides to no longer provide Google Play. Or E. You and your product pose a potential risk for economic, reputational, or security-related harm to Google users or other third-party partners. Where allowed under applicable law, Google may also terminate this agreement with you for any reason with 30 days prior written notice. If Google terminates this agreement, you will no longer have access to the Play console. You will no longer have access to the Play console More information on account termination is located here. I'm not going after this. I'm going after this. 10.4 After termination of this agreement, Google will not distribute your product, but may retain and use copies of the product for support of Google Play and Android platform. Eleven Representations and warranties. 11.1 You represent and warrant that you have all intellectual property rights in and to your products, including the right to monetize your product on your behalf and not solely acting as an agent or appointee on behalf of any other person. 11.2 If you use third-party materials, you represent and warrant that you have the right to distribute the third-party material in the product. You represent and warrant that you have the right to distribute the third-party material in the product. You agree that you will not submit material to Google Play that is subject to third-party intellectual property right, unless you are the owner of such rights or have permission from their rightful owner to submit the material. I can see that this will be changed soon enough because of the AI's material, like AI create image about some stuff, specific stuff. Many people are using the AIs for this. So unless they have something here for this, we'll be seeing this being changed anytime soon. 11.3 You represent and warrant that as the principal to the transaction with the user, you are solely responsible for compliance worldwide with all applicable laws and other obligations. 11.4 You represent and warrant that all information that you provide to Google or users in connection with this engagement or your products will be current. True represent and warrant that all information that you provide to Google or users in connection with this agreement or your products will be current, true, accurate, supportable, and complete. Okay, I guess. Disclaimers. Disclaimers of warrants. To the maximum. Man, now I notice that they have wrote this in caps lock. So I believe it's serious. Something serious. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you understand, and expressly agree that the Play console and the Google Play are provided as is and as available without warranty of any kind. 12 and 12.2 To the maximum extent permitted by law, your use of the Play console and Google Play and any material downloaded or authorized obtained through the use of the Play console and Google Play is at your own discretion and risk, and you are solely responsible for any damage to your computer system or other devices or loss of data that results from such use. 12.30. To the maximum extent permitted by law, Google further expressly disclaims all warranties and conditions of any kind, whether express or implied, including but not limited to the implied warranties and conditions of mercantility, fitness for a particular purpose, and no infringement. I didn't understand this last sentence, but I don't care. This is a serious sentence because it is in caps lock. No, at least it's something being, at least it's being fun reading this. Come on, another serious threat. To the maximum extent permitted by law, limitation of liability. To the maximum extent permitted by law. You understand and expressly agree that Google, its subsidiaries and affiliates, and its licensors will not be liable to you under any theory of liability for any indirect incidental, special, consequential, or exemplary damage that may be occurred by you, including any loss of data, whether or not Google or its representatives have been advised of or should have been aware of the possibility of any such losses arising. Okay. In indemnification, something like that. I need to search this. Ah, okay, sure. Indemnification. 14.1 to the maximum. No, it's in normal error. Why they put that in caps lock? Well, maybe it's important. I don't know. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless. It is for this reason. It is for this reason that when you really make an application that really makes money, you take it out from Google. Not just Google, for any company, because when I need to spend so much time reading the all of this, and and you see you're responsible for this, you're responsible for that. If something happens, you have to pay for it. You have to go after something. You have to deal. You have to know. You have to everything. You you don't pay nothing. No, not pay nothing. You pay, at least I paid $25 to get the developer right to publish. I still didn't publish nothing because I need to read this. And as I read, I get to the conclusion. Google, I know the risks that has to Google. I know that the company has to pay money because to any person in any part of the world because of the things that happens. But you see, in any circumstance besides something that the government of the country forces the company to deal with this, you, the simple developer that just want to, um, to put an app to make it available to other people so they can use, see if they like it or not your app and stuff. uh, you have all risks. I know that there is people who abuse these with pornography, child porn, and many other stuff. I know this. I know this. But as I read all of this documentation and I have more and more and more and more and more and more and more, you know, I have the feeling that, man, it's better if I begin to, you know, take a pen drive and go on the streets. Hey people, I'm selling my software here. Buy your new software here with my for my pen drive store on the street. Because if I'm supposed to deal with all the risks because of developing a software, and I know that this software can abuse, can have all of these and more things that can harm people. I know, but I, you see, I take many risks just as a developer. If I were a company, all of this could be applied because a company can pay a lawyer. In no part of the world, a lawyer it's cheap. In no part. Oh, but in a poor country, in African countries, in decimated countries, in don't know, in South America, Central America, which have poor countries, this destructed countries like this, are I believe the lawyers there are cheap, right? It's cheap for people who has money that is more has more force, not force, but values more, like dollar. Dollar has more value than um, many other um, currencies. Currencies. Um, and even that place, if when you are in that place, you contract a lawyer with your own money, a normal person money. So in all the places a lawyer, so far as I know, it's costly. Doesn't matter if it is in United States or if it is in AT. Doesn't matter. You have to pay much. They don't do all of this thinking, why not I create a solo developer license which has limitations, and when the solo developer gets uh, too big or begin to receive more and more money, we say, oh, now developer, now that you are receiving a good amount of money, you enter in the part of company, a software company, agreement, and you have to contract a lawyer to this. Okay, I think I'm just getting enraged about this. You know, reading so much stuff, and in the end, knowing that you are responsible for you are responsible for everything. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if I simply stop selling my software inside these e-commerce places because uh, I know that they need to legally protect themselves, but sometimes I feel that I need to have everything in my shoulders. I have to lift everything in my shoulders. I don't feel these e-commerce places are more a free market it was. a long time ago. No, I'm getting quite depressed with this. No, not depressed about my life, but about this. So much things just to sell software, simple software, and they get a great deal of the money by on this selling. Let's continue. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless Google, its affiliates, and their respective directors, officers, employees, and agents, and authorized providers from and against any and all third-party claims, actions, suits, or proceedings, as well as any and all losses, liabilities, damages, costs, and expenses, including reasonable attorney's fees arising out of arising out of or accruing accruing. What does it mean? Accruing. Accruing. Okay. Accruing from A. Your use of the Play console and Google Play in violation of this very agreement, infringement of or violation by your products or of any intellectual property or any other right of any person. Or C. You and your product violation of any law. 14.2. To the maximum to the maximum extent. Sorry, I can't help myself. It's so much fun. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless the applicable payment processors and authorized providers. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless the applicable payment processors and authorized providers, which may include Google and/or third parties, and the payment processors and authorized providers, affiliates, directors, officers, employees, and agents from and against any and all third-party claims, actions, suits, or proceedings, as well as any and all losses, liabilities, damage, costs, and expenses, including reasonable attorney fees arising out of or accruing from your distribution of products via Google Play. 14.3. To the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to the maximum extent permitted by law, you agree to, sorry, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless Google and applicable processors, providers, and each of their affiliates and their respective directors. I feel I'm repeating myself. The respective directors, officers, employees, and agents from and against any claims, actions, suits, or proceedings, as well as all losses, taxes, liabilities, interest, penalties, or fines, including reasonable attorney's fees arising out of or accruing from any misdeclaration, misconfiguration, or miscategorization, or miss something by you and that impacts by you and that impacts taxes. Miss 14.4 the indemnities in this section do not apply to the extent caused by Google payment processor or authorized providers as applicable negligence, willful misconduct, or breach. Indemnities in this section do not apply to the extent caused by Google payment processors or authorized providers as applicable negligence, willful misconduct, or breach. Okay. Quite depressive. Well, we are almost there. Almost there. Let me see. Someone sent me a message. Getting really tired of it. Changes to the agreement. 15.1 Google may make changes. Google may make changes to this agreement. Changes to the agreement. Google may make changes to this agreement. Google may make changes to this agreement with notice to the developer and the opportunity to decline further use of Google Play. You should look at the agreement and check for notice of any changes regularly. 15.2 Changes will not be retroactive. They will become effective and will be deemed accepted by the developer. Changes will not be retroactive. Okay, they will become effective and will be deemed accepted by developer. A. Immediately for those who become developers after the notification is posted. Or B. For pre-existing developers on the date specified in the notice, which will be no sooner than 30 days after the changes are posted, except changes required by law, which will be effective immediately. 15.3 If you do not agree with the modification to the agreement, you may terminate your use of Google Play, which I intend to do in the future, which will be your sole and exclusive remedy. You agree that your continued use of Google Play constitutes your agreement to the modified terms of this agreement. Sure. General legal terms. General legal terms. 16.1 This agreement including any addenda addenda. Ah, sure. This agreement includes any addenda you may have agreed to separately agreed to separately constitutes the entire legal agreement between you and Google and governs your use of Google Play and completely replaces any prior agreement between you and Google in relation to Google Play. Where required by applicable law, this does not affect liability for prior false, misleading, or deceptive statements or misrepresentations. The English language version of this agreement will control and the English language version of this agreement will control and translations, if any, are now non-binding and for reference only. Okay, they're saying any translations are not to be considered. 16.2. You agree that if Google does not exercise or enforce any legal right or remedy contained in this agreement, or which Google has the benefit of under any applicable law, this will not be taken to be a formal waiver. Huh. This will not be taken to be a formal waiver of Google rights, and that those rights or remedies will still be available to Google. 16.3. If any court of law having the jurisdiction to decide on this matter rules that any provision of this agreement is invalid, then that provision will be removed from the agreement without affecting the rest of this agreement. The remaining provisions of the agreement will continue to be valid and enforceable. 16.4. You acknowledge and agree that each member of the group of companies comprising Google will be a third party beneficiary to this agreement, and that such other companies will be entitled to directly enforce and rely upon any provision of this agreement that confers a benefit. Agreement that such other companies will be entitled to directly enforce and rely upon any provision of this agreement that confers a benefit. Sorry, I need to read it again. You acknowledge and agree that each member of the group of the companies comprising Google will be a third-party beneficiary to this agreement, and that such other companies will be entitled to directly enforce. Another company will be entitled to directly enforce and rely upon any provision of this agreement that confers a benefit on or rights in favor of them. Other than this, no other person or company will be third-party beneficiary of this agreement. Almost there. 16.5. Products on Google Play may be subject to United States and other jurisdictions, export control and sanctions laws and regulations. You agree to comply with and not cause Google to violate all export controls and sanctions laws and regulations that apply to your distribution or use of products, including but not limited to A. The export administration regulations maintained by the U.S. Department of Commerce. B. Trade and economic sanctions maintained by the U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control. And C. The international traffic in arms regulations maintained by the U.S. Department of State. These laws and regulations include restrictions on destinations users and end use. 16.6 except in the case of a change of control, for example, through a stock purchase of or sale, mer merger, or other form of corporate transaction, the rights granted in this agreement may not be assigned or transferred by either you or Google without the prior approval of other party. Any other attempt to assign is void. 16.7 If you experience a change of control, Google may, at its discretion, elect. If you experience a change of control, Google may, at its discretion, elect to immediately terminate this agreement. What? If you experience a change of control, what's a change of control? If you experience a change of control, Google may, at its discretion, elect to immediately terminate this agreement. I don't understand. What the hell is a change of control? It's not clear to me. You know, people that. Oh, I'm talking here and not showing to you. Just to tell people, I know that there is nobody here seeing what I'm reading or doing. Okay, but I'm talking as if someone one day will see this. Don't know why, don't know why, what reason, but I use this to train my English and to be free. This is my channel. I do as I wish until the legal terms of YouTube and the place. If you experience a change of control, elect to immediately terminate this agreement. This is a type of contract that you are the weakest part, and Google do with you everything it wants. I don't. I will surely find another way to not um, to depend on Google, because I don't like these agreements, these excessive attacks, these not that the words are difficult. I can understand. I can go after them, but I don't feel well after reading all of this. I'm relieved because I don't. Well, technically, there is a part that says that I'm responsible for everything in certain cases. It's something that makes me a bit nervous, but nothing that should make me anxious, too much anxious. But you see, I make an agreement. I am the stronger part, and in any moment I decide I will simply um, I'm going to simply tear apart the contract and say, but I feel that this is not for me. I know if I contract a lawyer, I can force Google to comply with these things, but if you experience a change of control, Google may at its discretion elect to immediately terminate this agreement. Like that. Like that. Simply like that. So this is something vague, and say, if you are sniffing too much, I decide that you should lose all your rights, and like that. If most developers did read all of this, instead of simply just pressing accept, 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 they would be as much angry as am I. Anyways, let me finish this. 16.8. All claims arising out of or relating to disagreement or relationship with Google. All claims arising out of or relating to disagreement or your relationship with Google under disagreement will be governed by the laws of the state of California, excluding California's conflict of laws provisions. Excluding California's conflicts of laws provisions. All claims arising out of or relating to disagreement or your relationship with Google under disagreement will be governed by the laws of the state of California, excluding California's conflicts of laws provisions. I feel that there is something wrong with this. You and Google further agree to submit to the exclusive jurisdiction of the federal or state courts located within the county of Santa Clara, California, to resolve any legal matter arising from or relating to disagreement, or your relationship with Google under disagreement, except that you agree that Google will be allowed to apply for injunctive relief in any jurisdiction. To the extent required under applicable law, you may have other ways to resolve disputes with Google as described in the Google program policies. If you are accepting the agreement on behalf of a United States government entity or United States city, county, or the state government entity, then the following applies instead of the foregoing. The parties agree to remain silent regarding governing law and venue. Venue. Okay. 16.9 Sections 1. Definitions. 6.5, 10.4, 11. Representations and warranties. 12. Disclaimer of warranties. 13. Limitation of liability. 14. Indemnification. And 16. General legal terms will survive any expiration or termination of the agreement. Will survive any termination. That's something truly confused me. If you experience a change of control, Google may at its discretion elect to immediately terminate this agreement. And here they say will survive any expiration or termination of this agreement. That was not wrote for normal people to read. I'm sure of this. This agreement was not written to normal people read this. Pretty sure of this. Well, okay. we spent 1 hour and 51 minutes reading all this shitty stuff. But no. Well, they are great, man. Just wanted to, you know, maybe it would be better if I make my own website and to sell my, not just sell to. I don't see the bright side. I don't see the bright side about all this legislation. It's not just in the United States. In many places, including the place I am from, we have so much legislation, and I need you to, I need to, I need to. I am a, I am, even though I am developer, I am a entrepreneur, and I'm simply trying to, you know, people, and I'm simply trying. Let me see one thing here. Um, just a minute, something happened. Okay. Um, I'm simply I am a simple developer. You see, I'm simple developer. Didn't began my life in the IT area. I am from biologics area. Not going to tell, of course, what I had studied before. Well, but I just want to make a simple software, see if people like it, and improve with time. You know, just improve and get my money, pay my bills, and not receiving well. People. I'm not, I'm not receiving well. Not receiving well to learn another language like English. Know how to speak. I don't know if I am speaking in a way that you people can understand, but it really took me time from my life. I'm learning today a third language, which there are videos that you should see. You can know which language it is. I read too much. I learned too much. I'm not the best person in the IT area, but I try to be a serious person because I saw other developers that doesn't know stuff, doesn't know operating system knowledge, doesn't know networking, doesn't know so many stuff. Linux. I know a bit of Linux, not much more than other people, but I have studied much throughout the years, much, much, much. I just want to make a simple software. I don't want to depend on an entire company to make my things. Alright? Just want to make a simple software and offer to people. I don't care if 10 people in the entire world values this. I just want to make things simple. Just to make a simple software, I need to read so much laws, agreement, and stuff. So many things. I begin to feel that it would be better if I simply do nothing. Some people would say, ah, go become a farmer. At least it's more simple life and don't have too much stress. But even to be a farmer, you have so much regulations and things. Everything it's all the laws treat all the laws, and I understand the need to have law about many things, but there is so much law, so much things, so complex, just to simply live and work. Every single simple work needs so many regulations that I feel that the only thing that I am free to do is to simply do nothing. Just simply lay in my bed and lose myself, look into the no, stop floor to the roof, just watching the roof and you know, people getting tired of it, getting tired of it. So many regulations, so many. If you if you are if you are a person that wants to do the right things, you have to do so much, and people that simply trespass this. I think it is trespass. Oh, anyways, I don't feel they are they got responsibilized. They don't pay as much as I pay for keeping the keeping the laws. You know. Well, I'm finishing here. There is there is so much to read, so much more things to read. I don't feel that I need to read all of this, but you know, you know. Well, my people see